The State of the Nation address happens against the backdrop of low economic growth and high unemployment, amongst other challenges. Wits University Honorary Professor Yanni Rousseau says the president should present plans to support economic growth and create jobs, as well as dealing with the high poverty levels. He says South Africa's involvement in the war in the DRC, which saw South African soldiers killed in the conflict, will also receive attention. Another issue is the U.S. president's threat to cut all funding to South Africa over the passing of the Land Expropriation Act, signaling tensions that could negatively affect relations.
The president should tell us about the plans of the Government of National Unity to restore economic growth in South Africa. We've been caught in this low growth trap for more than a decade. So we want concrete plans against which we can measure the Government of National Unity. We don't want a repetition of previous promises that we've heard from the president on numerous occasions. Then the president must also give us clear guidance on what on earth is going on in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It's in nobody's interest that there seems to be arguments with the president of Rwanda, Mr. Paul Kagame. It's not in South Africa's interest. We're all in Southern Africa. And at the same time, he must give us guidance around our relationships with the USA. And why I stress that is South Africa reaps a lot of benefits from the USA in terms of the AGOA agreement, where we have preferential treatment for the exports of value-added manufactured goods that leads to job creation in South Africa.
Others say South Africa should continue with efforts to broker peace around the continent, which is important to achieve the goals of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement.
The likes of the peacekeeping missions that we are on, that is a role that we must continue to play as a country, despite the fact that it comes as a heavy cost on the fiscus. But we are the most advanced and most developed. And of course, military, we are more stronger than most of the African countries. And I think our involvement in this case, as I've put forward in the beginning, is the fact that we are seeking peaceful solutions as opposed to wanting to go and grab minerals or to go in and antagonize, countries. So that from a defense point of view, from an international relations point of view, the president should be covering the fact that, we are participants and key stakeholders in the peacekeeping missions of the continent, and we should continue to do that so that, we can have a safer Africa. On the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, we cannot be able to open up the trade unless if the tensions are eradicated and the wars are eradicated.
Holeni says the beneficiation of minerals, manufacturing and localization of products that we are importing will go a long way to growing economic activity and creating jobs. The president will also likely take stock of progress made in terms of reforms to boost economic activity.
Much will be made to the general halt in load shedding to date, although of course there was some load shedding over the weekend, but Eskom expects that to be a once-off event and to go back into an environment where we certainly don't experience the type of load shedding we experienced in 2023. However, investors will focus on the various crises still gripping the country in other areas, such as rail, ports, and other types of freight's inability to fully meet demand, along with weak economic growth, high unemployment, poor governance in a number of state entities, particularly municipalities, and of course the water and sanitation crises. The president will likely point to the passing of a number of bills recently, and of course as well the turnaround at Transnet is likely to be a key theme for investors.
President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the State of the Nation address on Thursday. Gloria Sefakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.